Well, hello there, and this is Auntie, and I am here with my review of the family Chantel, season 3, episode. Oh my goodness, what is this episode number? I can't remember, but the title is called Truth Be Told. And honey, we're going to tell the whole truth and nothing but the truth.
Everybody needs a sweet old auntie. Everybody needs
with a whoop whoop and a boop boop
auntie
boop.
that everybody needs.
You can make this up.
Now you know that these are some crazy motherfuckers.
Everybody needs a sweet old auntie.
So why even bother?
Aunties and lives, sweet old auntie. Aunties and ways. Are you okay? Are you okay?
Well, welcome back, everybody. And this is Auntie. If this is your first time being here, please like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. And to all of my new subscribers, thank you all so much for joining the family. And to all of my nieces and nephews who have been here with me for the long haul. And my members. Yes. Thank you all so much for your continued support. If I had to rate this episode of the family Chantel, season 3, episode 8, truth be told, I will rate this episode a A-. This show got an A from Auntie because it was all the way live. Oh my God. Did we not get down? Oh! Did we not get down to the nitty gritty of this goddamn family Chantel and family Pedro? We got down to the dog diggity. Oh my God. If you did not watch this episode of Family Chantel, you need to go watch this mofo. It ain't gonna be enough to get it out of my mouth tonight, honey. You got to watch this episode. Y'all, I was all kinds of sitting back with my mouth on the flow, hanging low. Oh, this show got an A-. Couldn't get a whole A, but it sure did get an A-. And we gonna get into it. Y'all, this might be a long one. With all the I got to say, and I know y'all ready to hear me say it. I think that when I came out here in the beginning, I saw someone who joined the membership. So if you all will indulge me for a minute, I would like to go back and recognize that person. Okay. Let me see if it'll let me go all the way back. Yes. Thank you so much, Pamela S., for your membership. Welcome to the family. Welcome, Pamela. I see that everybody shouted you out. Yes. Welcome. Boo. Okay. Did my mods get you? I hope they did. Welcome, Pamela S. We love to have you here. Okay. Oh my God. Y'all. Where do we even start with this episode? Do I start with family Pedro first? Or do I start with Chantel and okay. So Chantel and Mama Karen are on a ride to go. Y'all, this was a damn good episode. They were on their way on a ride to go and meet Puddle's girlfriend Megan. Now, as I said last week when we did this review and we all came and we got together and everything, I said last week that many people on social media was indicating that this girl was just, in for a money grab, in for the fame, the fortune, and all that kind of stuff that she feels is, going with this. Okay. Yes, y'all. Yes. Welcome, Pamela. So, the fact that, they was, going out to meet her. So they got to a little diner and everything. I don't know if they met halfway or whatever. Y'all hold on, let me fix this shirt because I'm looking like something is not okay. Is it balanced? Because when it doesn't, it's not balanced. It makes my arms feel uncomfortable. So y'all excuse me for a second. Just indulge me real quick while I try to get this. It's getting to the point where all my clothes are just too freaking big. And when I look in the mirror, I'm just like, I cannot believe I've lost this much weight. I mean, I've lost weight since I've lost weight, right? And so everything is just really, really starting to get too cotton freaking big. But my doctor still wants me to lose 15 to 20 more pounds. I'm like, after a while, I'm going to be shriveled up into nothing. That, okay? Nothing. So anyway, enough about me. So they, decided they're going to go to a diner and they're going to meet Miss Megan. And so Chantel and Mama Karen are very quiet. They're unusually quiet about this meeting because they have heard of Puddle having a girlfriend, and but they, just was like, okay, we've only heard this girl, that girl, whatever. This is the first time that they're actually meeting somebody. And so Megan is like, I know it's important, to meet his family and all of that kind of stuff, right? And so they're sitting in there and they're having their little hot chocolate. I mean, not hot chocolate, they're having their little old fashioned milkshakes and stuff like that. And they're waiting on Megan to arrive. So Megan finally arrives. She comes over to the table. Puddle gets up. He gives her a hug and everything. And so, of course, Chantel and Miss Karen are sizing her up. Again, they are very quiet about this girl. There's not a whole lot of interaction, and they're actually acting normal. And for Chantel and Miss Karen to be acting normal, bitch, something is the hell wrong. Something that, got leaked. They done found out something about this girl, whatever. Okay, now I don't know whether or not, I'm assuming that that's what it is because they love Puddle, but they don't love Puddle that damn much. So anyway, they're sitting there, they sizing her up. She sits down at the table and she acts, real gracious and all that kind of stuff. And so, they ask, general questions about her. How long had they been dating? She indicated they had been dating, about 2 or 3 months, whatever. And so, they give, Puddle the side eye because, Puddle ain't said nothing about it and he's been keeping this under wraps. And, they don't want Puddle keeping nothing up under wraps because, they, the family Chantel want to know. So, they had indicated that, if anything go down there close to their family and they going to be all up in the biz naive. But Megan knows this. So Chantel was like, I don't know whether or not, we want to be showing family pictures and stuff like that. But I do have a couple of baby pictures. And then Megan said, me and my girlfriend went out on the internet and we were searching high and bitch, we were searching low and we found baby pictures ourselves. And I was like, ding, 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 ding. Radar, red alert, bitches in emergency. 911, bitch, 411, 311 to dig. Bitch, I was like, this cotton freaking girl right here has already done her research down to the point where she has found baby pictures on Puddle. This girl right here got a plan. In my opinion, she got a plan in place because who goes on somebody's social media page and look for baby pictures when you are in a relationship with them? You can ask to see them. You and your girlfriend is out there on the net, searching. Yes, absolutely failing. Yes, yes, okay, yes. Have to say what? Have to say what? Say, yeah, me too, Auntie. I heard her say that too. Yes, okay. What? This girl right here is is exactly what Phelan Martin says. She's a cloud chaser, okay? In my opinion, she, was talking about, how do y'all feel about Puddle, being a father and all that kind of stuff. And Chantel was like, oh, Puddle, I never mentioned that you had no child or anything like that. And she was kind of a little surprised too and taken aback. And she was like, well, do y'all have an issue with it? And Chantel was like, well, my whole issue is, you introducing your baby to a mofo that you don't know whether or not you're going to stay in a relationship with him. And I absolutely, completely, totally agree with what Chantel said about the girl. But the girl, she said, if I was a mother, it would take me at least a year to introduce my child. And she was like, well, I don't think that time is an issue. I just do it when I feel it. Bitch, they was looking kind of, a little shay and little baby. And so at this point, the girl was like, well, do y'all have any more questions? And Chantel, they was like, nah, we ain't got no more questions. Matter of fact, I'm busy and I got to get the fuck out of here. And so the girl was really disappointed because she thought that they was going to ask her all these questions, that they was going to, be the typical family Chantel. But honey, I'm going to tell you, they sniffed that bitch out. And I'm telling you right now, they got their game faces on. They're not playing with this hoe. I mean, I don't mean she a ho. I just mean, yeah. Honey, they is on her. They on this. They on the game. They know what time it is with this girl. They didn't even give her life. They did not interrogate her. They did not do any of the typical family Chantel stuff. And I believe because they are on this girl's track, I believe that they probably have had people in their DMs talking about this chick. And I'm gonna tell you right now, honey, if it's a rock that needs to be turned over, bitch, it will be turned over. They are going to find out about you, Megan, and the whole world gonna know about it. We gonna know about it. They gonna know about it because I'm gonna tell them about what I find out about you. But I'm telling you right now, she was disappointed as hell. She was expecting them to do all this kind of stuff, and they did not do it. And she was disappointed in a mofo. She did not get. She got her little 5 minutes, boo. Maybe two, not even a whole five, because they already done with this girl before it even starts. And so when they was leaving out, the producers asked them about the girl, and Chantel was like, it just seems like River is all in, but this girl is pumping the brakes because she mentioned that she wants to take her time with Puddle, but Puddle is, totally in love with this girl. And it's always these kind of girls that the men find themselves with, and the women in their lives can peep their card, honey. We know the player card, we know the whole card, we know the ratchet chick card, we know all of those cards, honey. And I'm telling you right now, I don't know which one Karen and Chantel gonna pull out the deck, but bitch, it's a card that's gonna come out on her ass, because there's no way in the world she's gonna be able to continue to do what she's doing and not be found out. Because honey, people get to talking, and I know it's people up in them mofos DMs telling them about this chick. I know it is, folks, y'all. So let's let's keep our eyes and our ears open, honey, because it's coming out. The next person that I want to talk about, y'all, is Pedro, Nicole, and his mama. Honey, I'm going to try my best not to drag the dog dude out of the mother, honey, because I'm going to tell you some came out. And I just was like, this is absolutely a hot ass mess. And it is disgusting. It's deplorable. It's despicable. It's all them words. Y'all put some words in the comment section of what y'all thought this was. This was a mess. So Pedro, of course, he has gone to the DR in order to, seek out his father and find out more about what's going on. So the night before, him and Nicole got into a real bad argument. Nicole was like, "Count me out. I don't bunk with y'all no more." She left out the house. She was steamy. Today is a new day, and they have made a decision that they're going to go down and see grandma, because what can happen with grandma? Grandmas are loving and compassionate and caring, and they spoil you, and they, grandmas are grandmas, okay? So they in the car and they riding down to grandma's house. Now, as we know in the family, Chantel went to grandma's house before. It was quite a long ride. And so Pedro has made a decision that he's going to take advantage of this car ride with his mother to go and find out whether or not, what's going on with his father. And he wants to spend time with his grandmother, because what can go wrong at grandma's house? So they on the road. They having a conversation with the mother. Pedro talks about his father. He wants his mother to tell him why he's never met his father and what the dealio is. Now, as you all know, Chantel had asked Pedro the question, "Pedro, do you think that your mother did not know that this mofo was married?" Pedro got upset because at that time, Pedro couldn't grasp that his mother was that type of chick. Had to have been that this mofo did something to his mother and deceived his mother, and she didn't have a clue. And the very thought of his mother being a thought or a hoe or a woman who would to date a married man, did not even cross Pedro's mind for 1 minute. His mama had to be deceived. Bitch, they get in the car, okay, with the mother. Okay, let me get this, y'all. Thank you so much, Beverly, calling for the 9.99 super chat. Thank you, Belle. Hey, Auntie and cousins, Karen was right about them harvesting the American dollar. Okay, Carolyn? Honey, they harvesting any kind of currency they can. But you're right, Carolyn. So, honey, they driving down the road and everything, and the subject matter comes up about the father. And Pedro and Nicole want to know what the hell is going on with them. So the mother, nonchalant, nasty than a mother. And I mean, when I say nasty, y'all, I'm talking about nasty. She said that she met this mofo, and when she met him, he told her that he was single. She said that she decided to have a baby with him by the name of Pedro Jr. She said after a few years, honey, he came out and told her that he was married. And then she made a decision to get back with him and have another child, because she decided that she did not want her children to have different baby daddies. So she knowingly and willingly had a relationship with this married man. And he told her that he was leaving her and going back to his wife. But she did not care, because she wanted another child by him. She said that Pedro needed to get over his feelings and that he did not need to be worrying about what happened in the past, because the past is the motherfucking past. Thank you so much, David Chambers, for the $5 super chat. Hey, Auntie, you look so beautiful. Happy holidays. Thank you, David. Thank you, sweetie. Happy holidays to you as well. So she done had these children. So Nicole was in the back and was like, so you decided to have Pedro and then decided to have another baby with me. So Pedro was like, we are his bastards, or they look at us as bastards. And she was like, bastards don't have a last name. I gave y'all a last name. So of course the kids are going off. Pedro and Nicole are going off on the mother. You're inconsiderate, you're rude, you don't care anything about us. This has affected our lives. She said, no, y'all bitches had a good life. And I gave y'all that last name. So Nicole was like, thank you, God, for the last name. Thank you for giving us a last name. She said that they was ungrateful, honey, because she had two children and gave them the same last name. What a mother. What a wonderful mother. She said she did not care how they felt. She said she felt like they was emotional and sensitive. That this has not affected their lives. They had a good life. Pedro said, what about when we couldn't even eat? What about the food that we had to share that was on the plate? What about the nights that you didn't even eat so we could eat? She said, Pedro, you had a good life. He said he never came to my games. He never came to this. I never saw him at Christmas time. Never saw this mofo at all, honey. And she wanted them to be grateful that she gave them a last name. Bitch, they would have had a last name even if it was yours. You can't live without a last name. She never intended for those kids to have a relationship with their daddy. Nicole said, you don't understand this because you live with your dad. So you don't understand. She was like, he wasn't responsible for y'all. Can y'all believe this stuff I'm saying out my mouth? She told them kids that he wasn't responsible for them. Nicole said, when you are a father, you are responsible for your children. Nicole started crying in the back of the car. Pedro was so disgusted, he couldn't even talk anymore. He couldn't even talk. He said, it's better for me to keep my mouth shut. They get to grandma's house. He said, we're not bringing this up at grandma's house because we don't want to stress her out. He said, I want you to know that when we get down there, I'm going to ask grandma about daddy. She looked like, honey, they get down there to grandma's house. Pedro says, grandma, you looking better than ever. Grandma done lost her some weight. Honey got her little black dress on. I guess that was grandma's black fuckum dress. Because, honey, let me tell you something. She rocked Pedro's motherfucking world. They give their greetings and everything. The cousins are there. The shack is still there. Like, grandma is living off the land, boo. And when I say off the land, I'm talking about dirt floors, bitch. So they get in there and everything. They get to talking and eating and all that kind of stuff. And the cousin asks Nicole about Alejandro. What did she do that for? She was like, how's Alejandro? She was like, Alejandro is fine. She was like, is he really fine? She was like, yeah, he's really fine. So, what do y'all think about Alejandro? Is he a good man? Mama Pedro was like, he ain't no good man. Next thing you know, honey, Nicole is going off, as she usually does. She's screaming and hollering and flipping out because somebody said something about Alejandro. Pedro says, I want to know, Grandma, how did my mother meet my father? Grandma said he was driving down the road and he saw her and he was attracted to her and fell in love with her. And then the two of them decided to get married. First of all, they asked Grandma, how do you feel about Nicole dating a married man? She said, I ain't getting into this, ain't none of my business. Bitch, that's when the red light went off for me. She said, this ain't none of my business, I ain't getting in it, I don't want to talk about it. Pedro steady asking, how do you feel about it? I mean, how do you feel about your granddaughter dating this? Because, see, Pedro has been in the dark about all of his mama, his grandmama, his great-great-grandmama, his great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great. Bitch, I'm talking about, let me tell you, Pedro's been in the dark. The grandmother said, long as she happy, I don't give a damn. If this what she want, Pedro is taken aback. And that's when he asked his grandmother about his daddy. He said, has my father have ever been here? She said, yeah. He said, so, did you know that he was married? She said, yeah, I knew he was married. And that was fine with me. She said, because love is crazy. Love is local. Love is local. And then his Pedro's mother begins to tell him how Mr. Pedro, his father, used to come with a truck full of for them. And then the light goes on for Pedro. Grandma said, your grandfather and your great grandfather was married. This is something that we do in our family. He told Nicole that she was a hoe and sleep with everybody. That's when she went off and was like, you disrespectful. She threw the chair down, slammed the chair down on the ground, honey. Let me tell you, Pedro was devastated because he done found out that he got a whole entire family of users and hoes. These women intentionally date married men for their money and what they can have. And how's that helping the grandmother when she got two shakalackas behind her ass? She got a green shack that look like, bitch, is if you pull, if you use it as a Jenga game, bitch, and you pull one wrong piece of wood, that whole bitch is coming down. Grandma is living filthy out there with dogs and all kinds of all over the place. How's that working out for you? Grandma said everybody was married. That's what we do. We sleep with married men. Long as they got the money, long as they bringing stuff to us, we don't give a damn. Pedro is like, what? I'm trying to be one man with one wife. I'm trying to, so where did I come from? Pedro turns around. He is so shocked by the news that he got. He turns around and he is crying like, oh, where did I come from? Then where did I come from? Pedro turns around and he is bawling, crying. He's almost hysterical because he can't believe that his mama was a hoe. His grandmama is a hoe. His great-great-grandmother was a hoe. I was like, what the? This is a house of horrors. Now, everything that Chantel said is the truth. His mother told him, get over it. That's what we do. So they have been celebrating all of this stuff that the mother doesn't like Alejandro, not because Alejandro is married and has a girlfriend. She doesn't like Alejandro because he doesn't have any money to bring to the table. Pedro asked her, if he had money, would you accept him? She said, yes. But because he's busted and disgusted and he wears 10 tons of cologne on him every day, she doesn't like him. But every woman in Pedro's family has slept with another man, another woman's man. That's what they do. They are users. He said, my family are users. The producer said, Pedro, isn't that what Chantel was saying? That they was using her? Now he has to admit to the fact that that's absolutely what they was doing with Chantel. He is broken. This trip has broken him. His mother does not understand that what has happened to Pedro will haunt him the rest of his life. He did not have a relationship with his father. The grandmother disappointed and broke Pedro's heart. And she didn't give a damn. When they got to arguing, she told them they need to be ashamed of themselves. Nicole said, I'm not ashamed. Next thing you know, honey, Nicole, instead of sitting at the opposite side of the table, she was on the side of them, and they all was laughing in Pedro's face. The men in the family, his cousins, was turned around in complete horror and shock like Pedro. These women are one panty liner from being running straight hostels. As long as those men came with stuff in their car, they did not get it. They got it where they getting it. They said bands will make us dance. And swing open the door, honey, and let you right on in. Pedro is fucking stated. He called Chantel and was like, I need you to come home. I need you. He said, don't come with the crazy stuff. But now Pedro realizes that his family was indeed using Chantel for the American coin and for opportunity. So anytime you see the mother fussing about Alejandro, it's fake. It's fake. Why doesn't this woman understand that her actions has caused her two children to be hurt and broken? She don't care. This woman right here is trash, in my opinion. And so was the grandma. Sometimes you want to know your family. Sometimes it ain't worth it. Because once those skeletons and them floodgates open up, you cannot put it back. But Pedro needs to know that his grandmama was a hoe. Because when grandma got to defending Nicole, I knew it. But we all knew it. Because they used to hear the father coming in at night. And by the time morning came, it's morning. As they slept the night away. It happened. Now they can't turn back the hands of time. No, no. Grandma started out this morning morning. She forgot to face one simple fact. Hey, that we both belong to someone else. As we slept the night away, as we lay, didn't think about Pedro as we lay. Yeah, as they lay. Didn't think about the price they have to pay. No, 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 no. It's morning, and now it's time for us to say goodbye. Hey, goodbye, baby, honey. A house of horror whores. A complete house of horror whores. So now we got last week Ja proposing to Winter. Bitch, didn't I tell y'all Winter was gonna turn into summer? Summer, summer, summertime, summertime. Won't you say that you'll be mine? You'll be mine. Honey, Winter is now in summer. Winter done been with Ja 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 25 years. She been over there taking care of his mofo child and taking care of his needs too. We see Thomas, and now you can see where it was spliced because you can see the mask on, mask off, mask on, mask off. I was like, bitch, what are we doing? But anyway, we're going to get past the editing. Summer now. Summer breeze is not feeling fine. Just rolling through the jasmine of my mind. That song just came to my mind, and I just had to sing it. We see them back at home. Miss Karen comes into the kitchen and she says, Summer, did you get all of your things? Yeah, I got them all. Summer tells them that she was sitting and having a conversation with Ja. And Ja said, how would you feel about your daughter being a polygamist? She ain't playing the polygamy, the polyamory. She ain't playing none of that. So this mofo gets into an argument with her and tells her to get her coat, her hat, her purse, and leave. He tells her that Jesus ain't holding her. She ain't bound and captive up in this mofo house. He basically puts Summer out of the house, boo. Because she's no longer Winter. She has finally gotten the awakening that she needed. Because Ja wanted her to call him Lord. Based off one scripture in the Bible. You arrogant, raggedy piece of shit. I knew that he was not on the straight up and up. All of us knew it. But it took winter to turn into summer. Because, honey, it's getting hot in here, but pack up all your clothes. I am getting so hot, I'm going to take my clothes home. She has to sit in front of, she tells Chantel that she sat in front of a grocery store, not knowing what to do. Whether or not that she needed to get back home with her family or not. Sheer embarrassment of having to go home after you just got proposed to. Ja is a complete and total narcissistic piece of insecurity as man. I was going to say something else, but I had to switch in. This mofo got to be about that long because the insecurity in his fat ass is making him look like a balloon, bitch. A big ass blob at the top and a little teeny. You know how you take them tied together? That's how he is at the bottom. He's a balloon, bitch. And all she got to do is pop that mother. He tells her that she ain't being held hostage there. And get out of his house. And that she can't have any more dealings with his daughter, who she has helped this mother raise for 6-7 years. Puddle said he don't need you as his nanny anymore. He tells Summer that he looking for another wife. All because she don't want to call him Lord. He tells her that she needs to submit. She said, I didn't have a problem submitting. Well, we saw that. We saw that. See, sometimes you want to be so right. You want to rebel against your parents. And having controlling parents like a controlling parent like Karen, I can see that. But Thomas needs to step his weak ass up. He should have jacked Jaws. He should have broke Jaws' jaw. From the blow that came up underneath here, young, his jaw should have been broken. And then you gonna come and sit outside my and house harassing my daughter? And I'm running from room to room? No. No, you're not running from room to room. Need you to come across this threshold. Come on in, y'all. And then, oops, an accident happened. Jaw is one ugly, insecure mother who would have got hurt. Between Puddle and Thomas, they could have took him easily. They could have took them locks, wrapped them up around their head, their locks or plaits or braids or whatever. He got cornrow twist, Seneca leaf twist. I don't know what is in his head. They could have took that around their hand and just beat him like a... You bring my daughter home broken like this? And then he tells her to bring the ring back. That little crackerjack piece of He gonna tell her to bring the ring back, bring all the jewelry back, and come get the rest of her. And her father and her brother got to go over there and get... Oh, honey, let me tell you. Do you know how it hurts men in our families to see us hurt by another man? Do you know how much restraint they have to have not to kick that mofo? When your brothers and your father see you hurt by a man, they would lose their life to teach that mofo a lesson. And then he comes and he sits outside of the house. And Chantel was like, Mom, Dad, he's outside. He come, they all gathering around. She's like, I should have told him to leave me the fuck alone. Chantel said, call him on the phone and tell him you don't want him like he didn't want you. She gets on the phone with him. What, y'all? Can you come outside? No. Why not? Because I don't want to come outside. What do you want, y'all? I want to talk to you. She said, go ahead on and talk, y'all. Well, I want to talk to you face to face. Well, I'm not going to come out, y'all. What do you have to say? No apology. Baby, I'm sorry. He could have did a Martin. Baby, please, Gina. He could have did a Martin. He didn't even do that. Come outside. She said, no, I'm not coming outside, y'all. I mean, I just want, I want to talk to you. And if you don't want me after this, she said, I don't. Y'all, but I want closure. This is your closure, y'all. Go ahead and say what you got to say, y'all. So you not going to come out the house. You can't come out the house. No, I can't, y'all. I cannot come out the house. Matter of fact, I won't come out the house. Bitch, I'm not coming out the house. But y'all are still on her cotton freaking phone. But what I liked about what Karen and Thomas did do was they all backed up and let her make this decision herself, because this is a man that she's been with for years. And most of the time people go back. Puddle said that he is tired of the up and down, the back and forth. So this ain't the first time that they've been separated. It probably ain't the 15th time. But they allow her to have that conversation with Ja on her own, uninterrupted. There's got to be something that she's doing and she feels like she's doing, because the moment you get involved, that's where they fall back in love. She told Ja that she was not going to talk to him, that she was done. He told her that he did not want her to have anything to do with her children. Come get your stuff. He said, I said that as a reaction. She said, you said it nonetheless. You said it! And as far as Ja is concerned, he's nothing. Ja, you are a disgusting piece of You're nobody's Lord. Nobody has to bow down to you, and absolutely nobody wants to share you. She shouldn't have been with you anyway. But because she was fat and overweight and her self-esteem was low and she thought that she could not do better, she did you. And now that she is losing weight and living her best life, I hope that she is continued, okay, to leave you in the dust. You are nothing to be praised, adored. You're not. You are a liar, a selfish piece of You've always treated winter, who is now summer, as something that was disposable. Someone who was under your feet. But karma's a mother. Just you wait your turn. Because it's coming, y'all. Chantel went and got some masks and she sat there and she was like, I really want to help build my sister up. This was a sister bond like no other. Thank you, Chantel. She wanted to help her sister and talk her sister through this. And she's going to need all the support and all the help she can get in order to not go back. I felt so bad for her. You could see that she was broken, still trying to keep a face on. Ain't that what we do? Isn't that what we do? We show up to the world with a smile on our face, and our hearts can be broken. That's men and women. We show up in the world a different way. But I hope that this is a stepping stone for her and not a stumbling block. You are young and beautiful, Winter. You got your whole life ahead of you. Your whole life. You are worthy of the love and the respect that any other woman is worthy of. You are a precious jewel. You are a ruby in the eyesight of God. He adores you. You are unique and wonderfully created. And there is a man who will adore you, who will respect you, who will treat you like the diamond and the precious ruby that you are. Take care of yourself. Do you, and fight the good faith. And even if you go back, because there's so many women who do, know that you can still get out. You can still get out. And let me tell you something, size doesn't matter. Because if you look at Nicole, she has the perfect body. She's been winning pageants and everything else. Size and beauty is not what matters. All of that fades. All of that fades. What matters is your heart, your character. That's what matters. Y'all, this is the end of my review. I do not want to sit up here and get emotional on this. This episode for me got an A minus. It was truthful. It was honest. It was raw. If you have not watched it, take the opportunity to watch just this episode. Episode 8 of season 3. Truth be told. Thank you so much to everybody who's here. Thank you to our new member, Pamela. Thank you for all of the super chats. Y'all, thank you just for the like, the click, the subscribe. I thank you all so much for your faithfulness. I really do truly love you. Thank you so much to Mary and Raydella, who worked tirelessly to make sure that the chat is nice and safe for everybody to be able to have a conversation in a safe environment. I love you all to pieces, and until next time, be good, y'all, and please be safe.